Jon Jones is in such a wonderful position to troll you all. He is in such a great position, and I hope that he takes it. Here's the thing with Jon, and this is not unique to Jon. All the fighters go through it. Your classmates went through it in high school. It was known as bullying. You, if you've got a social media presence, have had it done to you, and you did not like it. But that classmate could have been flirting with you, could have been joking around. It's hard to tell a tone. When it happened to you guys, somebody might have been fooling with you, thought they knew you a little better than they did, said something that hurt your feelings. You could have easily done that to somebody else and maybe had to call them up and explain yourself. Now, why do I say that? Well, you guys are going after Jon Jones in a way that he is thinking it's real. It is real in his life. He's looking down at his phone. He's looking at his social media. My friends here on Twitter, right? It's one of those things where you start to feel that over time. I'm going to open up and I'm going to share things with you, and you're going to open up, share it back with me, and now we've got a relationship. Well, that psychology is wrong. But it doesn't change the fact. Because, see, here's what I maintain. I don't maintain any of you believe that Jon Jones was afraid to fight Francis Ngannou. I don't believe any of you think that that negotiation was held up because Jon would not fight Francis Ngannou. As a matter of fact, Jon entered the weight class knowing full well about Francis Ngannou. Francis left the organization when he found out about Jon Jones. Now, that doesn't mean that one had to be scared of the other. He wanted to box. He wanted to do these things. Oh, okay, great. Take that with you. It's not a shot at Francis. It's just a matter that you lose the ability to take a shot at Jon. You lose that ability because we got the evidence right here. But you did it anyway, didn't you? Yes, you did it anyway. So then Jon's going to come back. He's going to take the hardest fight of his career against a bigger man who they say is the greatest heavyweight we've ever had. He's going to go against Jon, who they say is the greatest fighter we've ever had. Everything works. Everything's great. Here's the risk. Now, I still got this Francis thing looming over me, but he's Audi 500, and the guy that I'm about to fight beat him. I'm going to fight the guy that beat the guy you say that I'm afraid of, right? Everything is going Jon's way. Took 3 years off, walked away from a world champion to find himself in a position where you would respect his outcome. Did it all for you. Ends up getting hurt, can't do the fight. Insert a gentleman named Sergey Pavlich. You then told Jon Jones that he would not fight Sergey Pavlich, that he will retire before he gets to Sergey Pavlich. In Sergey's very next fight, he went down to a British gentleman that Bisping was putting over called Tom Aspinall. And guys, I mean, as sure as night follows day. Like that. Tom Aspinall is the guy that Jon Jones is afraid of. I mean, like, you never missed a beat here. And Jon's looking around and going, hey, one thing at a time, and I got this thing. And while you guys are trying to pull me over in the Alex Pereira direction, and you're pulling him in the Tom direction, I can't let you succeed, right? I'm Jon Jones right now. I can't let you succeed because I got to keep my eye fully on this ball known as Stipe in only my second time in the division. Oh, and by the way, coming off of an injury. Do not think for a moment that Jon Jones is going to go out and have his best performance. That would just defy logic at 37 years old and coming off of an injury. So he's got to stay focused on Stipe, right? That's my point. He's got to do it. But he can't seem to get around the somebody else factor. And I have to call it somebody else because I realize it's Tom. If you've got the magic wand, boom, and you make it, it's Tom. Dana White did not allude or hint towards Pereira, who he was considering, by the way. He's now leading towards Tom. So what I want Jon to do is I want him to announce that he's going to retire. That's what I want Jon to do. Now, that won't be any more real than what you guys said to him. You didn't think he was afraid of Francis. You didn't think he wouldn't fight Sergey Pavlich. You don't believe he couldn't go out and test skills with Pereira. And you don't believe that he's going to duck Tom. So that's where I would love if he just gave you a taste of your own medicine. If he told you I'm going to retire. That fight with Tom you're talking about, you will never see it. And the history books will say when we were in the same division at the same time, there was an undisputed champion, and that was me. And the history books will tell you there's an interim champion who somehow went behind the scenes and found a way to defend an interim belt. I don't even know if that's the thing, right? This is Jon talking. Jon changes the story. He's going to tell you that Tom went out, tried to defend that belt as a way of avoiding him. And he's going to give you a taste of your own medicine. Now, Jon in retirement is not a conversation that we can completely dismiss. And why? Because Jon said it. Now, if you follow the facts to this, somebody had said that this could be a retirement fight, or both of them. And that somebody had a little bit of inside information. They just think where they got crossed is Stipe had said that. And it is for Stipe. He is not going to compete again after he competes with Jon, including holding that belt and vacating it. But it isn't true for Jon, but it got said that it was. So then all of a sudden, Jon started to go along with it. Yeah, I'm retired. This is it. This is going to be the one. He kind of thought that was market. He kind of thought that was good. But as we got closer, he starts pulling that back. And it is pulled back. Jon is not going to retire. After Jon fights Stipe, guys, as sure as night follows day, he fights Tom Aspinall. Why? Because he's not going to retire, and he's not going back down to 205. Well, what if Stipe beats him? Go ahead and beat him. Stipe is sincerely retiring after this fight. That's real. That's not going to get pulled back. So if Stipe beats Jon and we now have a vacated title, it's Jon versus Tom. If Jon gets over on Stipe, Tom, who's going to be sitting right there in the front row with his nice, beautiful, shiny belt, and Jon standing there talking to Joe Rogan with his nice, shiny belt, the fight will be made right there. You're going to see Tom versus Jon, but I want Jon to troll you. I want him to say things that he doesn't mean the same way that you said them to him. And I want Jon to tell everybody. I want him to tell everybody he's going to retire to the extent that they book another fight for Tom. That they begin to look into booking another fight. Then Jon can always pull it back. But how upset would you be if Alex Pereira does find a way? If he gets his way and he gets in there with Tom? Because Jon said he was going to retire, so you were trying to get on with the division. And then Jon withdraws the retirement, and now he's available. You're going to be sweating bullets. You're going to be sweating bullets if you want to see Tom versus Jon, because now there's another fight, and it could derail it. Like, think about over the weekend how bad you want to see Tom versus Jon. If Curtis Blades would have got the jump on him, that would be gone. And you'd never get it. And I just feel like turnabout is fair play. You teased Jon, you didn't mean it. I want to see Jon tease you, and he doesn't have to mean it.